All right, y'all. So we are going to be taking a little detour from our normal astro content and talking about one of my favorite comfort shows, the original. For those of you that have been with me from my Instagram days, you know that every Friday I used to do a Disney villains post and talking about what zodiac sign would this Disney villain be. And I would give my 2 cents on it. Now, for all the people that consistently said every hot villain was a Scorpio, I will have to agree with you on this one and eat my words. Because today we are talking all about Klaus Mikaelson, and we will eventually talk about all 4 Mikaelson siblings. I have gone deep in on all of them. I have done the synastry charts for all of them, which means I have come up with all of the charts for all of them. So that means their sun through Saturn placement. We will eventually do all of the characters from the originals, especially Vincent. And if I see any Vincent slander on these videos, I will delete your comment. I'm just letting you know right now.
This is for your ancestors. May they judge you harshly.
For the sake of timing on this video, I'm only going to be doing the big 3 for Klaus and his siblings until we get to the synastry. So let's get into it. So for Klaus's big 3, I picked Leo rising, therefore putting his sun in Scorpio in the 4th house and his moon in Pisces in the 8th house. So I think the easiest place to start would be the Scorpio sun. And I say that because sun in Scorpio is going to be the chart ruler, since he would be a Leo rising. Now, Klaus's core self is intensely private, loyal to his blood, and reactive to betrayal. And this is why I say he's a Scorpio sun, is because with Scorpio, a lot of times, it's not about the betrayal from people that don't give a fuck about that brings out that vengeful side. It's the people that they do care about that brings so much hurt and the disappointment and the mental crisis and trauma that they feel from the disappointment and betrayal from other people that brings out the vengeful side. The shadow side of Scorpio is you hurt me and I will kill you kind of situation. And we see this literally in Klaus with him daggering his siblings every time they disappoint him.
This family makes me want to murder people.
But also we see that Klaus is very paranoid. He doesn't really trust anybody at all. And that includes letting him in on his plans when it comes to saving the day. He can also be very prideful, but we're going to come back to that pride in a second. But also I say sun in the 4th because the 4th house is a placement where we see home, legacy, family secrets, and emotional roots. And this man is literally trying to reclaim a family dynasty through violence and manipulation. Now, let's talk about that Leo rising. And by the way, like I said, Leo rising connects directly to that sun in Scorpio, since the sun, in his case, for at least my drawing up of his chart, would make the sun the chart ruler. I want you to think about how we first are introduced to Klaus in the Vampire Diaries. He's talked about as this brutal, cruel, mysterious villain. And we don't even meet Klaus when we meet Klaus. When we originally are introduced to Klaus, he's wearing Alaric's body. If that's not Scorpio in the 4th, then what is? But also, it's such a grand entrance and such a flair for the dramatic. But also, Klaus walks into every room regal, terrifying, proud, and emotional. His tantrums can border on performative rage, and he's also very artistic. He is roaring a lot of the time when he is yelling.
You cannot hide from me, Rebecca!
He's not just yelling, he is projecting that out. But also a big part of Klaus's character when we are introduced to his softer side, which we do see. By the way, if anybody has had the pleasure of loving a Scorpio sun, you know that they are scary on the outside, but big babies on the inside. But like I said, with that Leo rising, a big part of Klaus's character is that he wants to be appreciated by his siblings. He wants to be loved. There is a need and yearning for connection and appreciation. His loyalty is unmatched, even if he does that in not always the right ways. He is always trying to protect his family because he loves his family. He is coming from a heart space. It's just not always the best way to show it. A side note, also the hair when we're talking about Klaus. I know that Klaus isn't a redhead, but his bronze hair does remind me of like something a Leo rising would have as far as like hair color. Finally, his moon in Pisces in the 8th. This is definitely deep emotional longing, escapism through art. We see that Klaus is a very good painter. An artist. He's sentimental, and with that moon in Pisces in the 8th, he has a witchy mother that literally cheats death multiple times to try and come back and control her children's lives. But also, that placement speaks to fear of loss. Definitely, it's going to be an emotionally volatile like placement as well, and it can be a way in like painting and creating art can be a way of him trying to deal with those big emotions. It's also a very romantic placement as far as like his love interest with Cammy and Caroline. But like I said, those big feelings are processed through chaos and bloodshed, which is why I say Pisces moon in the 8th for the biggest one. But yeah, that is my short little mock-up of Klaus Mikaelson's chart. If you have these big 3 placements, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. We will do Elijah Mikaelson next, and eventually we'll talk about all 4 siblings synastry. So stick around. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.